to part 2 of healing the inner child. In this part, we're going to talk about techniques you can use to heal your inner child. In part 1, we talked about what your inner child was and the different characteristics that would show you if you needed to heal your inner child. So if you have not watched that video, I will push it in a card, like you'll see a little thing pop up here, or I will definitely link it down below in the description box for you so you can check out that video. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to all of my new and old subscribers here at the Aligned Life with Malika. It means so much that you guys are helping me to grow and just enjoying my new type of content that I am creating. I appreciate you so much. With that being said, all your likes, your comments, your shares, they mean a lot. So I would appreciate it if you could continue to do that for this video. And anything that you need from me is in the description box. So go check that out. Plethora of links and stuff and ways you can support the channel or just follow me on social media. So let's talk about the ways in which you can heal your inner child. I want to say that if you have deep inner childhood wounding and trauma, that therapy is always an option, and do not feel ashamed if you need to seek therapy out. There is no shame in that. When you can't fix things yourself, there are professionals that can help you to do that. And I always implore you guys to check out your resources and do what you need to do to make your mental health better, to make your life better. Don't substitute these things if you know you need deeper healing. Okay. So I have my notepad down here, but visualizations. And in part 3, I'm going to share with you how I am healing my inner child. I do feel like I've healed a big chunk, but I want to say healing because I feel like healing is ongoing and you have to keep nurturing it so that you don't regress, so that you don't go back to where you were. So that's why I'm going to name it what I'm doing to heal my inner child. So one of the first things that I love and did is visualizations, and I think that it's a great way for you to do it. Now, the way that I would do it is through meditation. I would sit down, even if I had to talk out loud and visualize myself, help me to visualize myself back at where that childhood wounding began, where that trauma happened. There's always a place that your mind can take you back to. I feel like if you haven't, hidden that part away from your psyche, and that's where I would say therapy would be great for you. But I'm not a professional. I do have a bachelor's degree in professional psychology, but I am not a licensed therapist, okay? I just want to say that. So visualizations through meditations. There are some great meditations here on YouTube that you can look up. Healing the Inner Child guided meditations. There are great ones that you can start off with here on YouTube. Find the one that works for you. If one doesn't work, keep looking and keep doing those visualizations. Now, in conjunction with the visualizations, I would say parenting yourself. So there is times where I would visualize my younger self, my childhood self, whatever age that is for you, even if you were 18, 19. That's still a part of this for me. I would visualize wherever that trauma took place, whatever age group that trauma took place for me. I would visualize myself, and I would parent myself. I would let myself know it's okay. I would hug myself. I would visualize all of that taking place, like me being the parent that I needed growing up. Okay, affirmations, because often our inner child is, it's wounded, and it can create that inner critic. So affirmations are big, and one of the biggest affirmations you could say is it wasn't your fault, because it was not your fault. You didn't create this environment so that you could be wounded. Okay, so it's not your fault. And you have to build yourself back up, because often that is where the low self-esteem comes from. That is where our relationship patterns come from, and so much more. So again, watch that first video because it goes so much more in depth. But affirmations would be great. The next one is one of my personal favorites, because we have to have forgiveness in everything that we do. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for those that we feel inflicted the wounds. And not just feel that, we know inflicted the wounds. Also, forgiveness for the situation at hand. And one of the best ways I know how to invoke forgiveness in all of this is Ho'oponopono. I learned about Ho'oponopono when I was in Hawaii, and then it left my mind. I was stationed in Hawaii because I was in the Army, but that's when I learned about it. And Ho'oponopono is basically a way that they forgive each other in the Hawaiian culture. So it means, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. And that's literally all it is. There are so many meditations and affirmation videos on YouTube using the Ho'oponopono. All you need to do is listen to it and open your heart chakra, open your heart while you're listening to it, and allow forgiveness to just flow through you. Forgiveness is not for the other person as much as it is for you or the situation. It's for you, so you can heal. So that's one I love for inner child work and just healing in general. Next is creativity. Children are creative. Children like to have fun. Children collect things. Children create art. They just are so creative. They build things. So get into your inner child energy, right? And start acting like a child. Just because you're adult doesn't mean that you can't have fun. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions we need to erase out of adulthood. That you have to somehow stop that inner child from flowing through you, from you being creative, from you having fun, from you building things. You walking through that life with a childlike innocence. That doesn't mean be naive. That just means like when you're doing things, you're just allowing that exploration energy to just flow through you. So I want you guys to find something creative to do. Have fun. Even if you have to watch cartoons, you got to get out puzzles, building blocks, play with dolls. I don't care. I don't care what you do. Just get that childhood energy flowing. Okay? For me, what I love to do is I love to do art. I like to play The Sims, even though adults play Sims. I feel like that's me being like video games. That's a big one that comes to me. Like, children like to play video games and like going outside and just exploring, getting your hands in the ground, earthing, all of that type of energy. Okay, next. I already said this, but parenting yourself. Literally parenting yourself. Even if you do it outside of visualization, where you're just, every day you're like, okay, Malika, come on, let's do this. Hug yourself, love yourself, tell yourself how much you love yourself, how proud of you are of all your accomplishments, big, small, and tiny. Like, be the parent to yourself that you want to be to your children and that you wish you would have had. Okay. Next is journal your honest feelings. I can't stress this enough. Journaling is so important in healing your inner child. You need to be honest. That journal just needs to be complete dumping ground for your honest feelings. You're not going to judge yourself. You're not going to be harsh on yourself. That goes with the affirmations. Turn all that negative self-talk around and be positive, okay? But use your journal as a dumping ground for all your feelings, because honestly, when you get all that junk out of your head, your mind is clear, you're able to think clear, you're able to feel clearer, and you can see, okay, I see where that's, so how can I turn that into something else? This is that flip it and reverse it energy. Okay. Mindfulness. All of these practices are included in mindfulness, but mindfulness entails meditation, breath work, journal work. But I'm just encompassing all that because mindfulness can mean many different things to people. It can mean exercising your mind, exercising your body while being mindful. Just look up mindfulness. Okay, write a letter to your younger self, your inner child. Write a letter. This would be, for an example, like, Malika, I am so sorry that you had to go through abandonment issues, but I want you to know I am here for you and I will never leave your side, and I'm going to be there, and I'm not going to leave you in the cold. I'm going to be there every step of the way, and together we're going to grow, and all of that type of energy. So write that letter. All right, next is self-care. All of this can be included in self-care. Self-care is about what you want self-care to be about, okay? So for me, self-care is sometimes having lazy days. Self-care is all of what I just named off. Self-care can be spa days, whatever you want self-care, but you need to care for yourself in a way that is physical, mental, emotional. Let me say it again. Self-care for you needs to be physical, mental, and emotional. Physical, mental, and emotional. Okay. Remember that it's not, the biggest thing you need to take away is remember that it's not your fault. And again, if you go through all of these things and you still need more help, get the help that you need. Get coaching, therapy, whatever is in what you feel would best suit you. That's what you need to get. Spiritual coaching. You can get life coaching, spiritual coaching, wellness coaching. If therapy is not the route you want to go, the coaching route. Then you could go to therapy if therapy is the route. And no, it's about trial and error, you guys. You're going to have to find what works for you. And once you find what works for you, keep at it. But mix it up, flip it and reverse it. Like, make it fun, okay? As fun as it can be. But allow yourself that safe space to cry if you need to cry. Laugh if you need to laugh. Get angry if you need to get angry. But do it in a healthy way, okay? And remember that healing is not, I did it once and it's over. No. You have to keep doing it. And know that your healing journey is up and down. It's going to be flowing. One minute you're going to feel up, the next you're going to feel down. And you're going to find that balance where those ups and downs become less up and down, okay? Like, I want you to know that healing is something that it takes time. You have to be gentle and patient and kind with yourself, and that's exactly what your inner child needs. So I hope that you found something helpful in this video. If you did, please comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it, and I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know if you've done this work, if you're still doing this work, what worked for you. It's teach one, each one. Whatever that saying is, let's teach each other, let's help each other. Follow me on social media. If you're interested in tarot, I have a tarot channel called Intuitive Queen here on YouTube. You can follow me there and get tarot readings. But if this is where I'm leaving you, thank you so much, and stay tuned for part 3, where I'm going to talk about me healing my inner child, and that's going to give you a more well-rounded picture. It's going to also give you insight into what inner childhood wounding looks like for a real person, for somebody actively participating in their journey of healing and self-development and all of that good stuff. So as always, you guys, I want you to be gentle with yourself, and I want you to know that you can heal yourself and that you can get help with healing yourself and you can live your best life, okay? And as always, peace and love. Bye.